Halo Last Light. I will admit that I was not initially looking forward to reading this book. Why? Well, because I read up that it was about the insurrection. And as much as I'm a fan of Halo, I'm not really a fan of the insurrection storyline. I find it to be more of a distraction from the main story itself. But that's just my opinion. However, I will say that I was genuinely surprised by this book, because when I finally got around to reading it, I found this to be very enjoyable. It's extremely well written, it's quite complex in certain ways, and it's got this nice detective storyline that goes on. Basically, there's this character called Inspector Lopez. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, but sorry if I'm not. It's set on this planet called Gao, which was a former world of the insurrection, and Inspector Lopez is tasked with investigating these murders. And she thinks that potentially it could be a Spartan who committed these murders. She's not exactly a big fan of the UNSC itself. And, well, did a Spartan commit these murders, or did it not? Guess you have to read and find out then, won't you? But the one downside about this whole detective storyline is that, well, for potentially a murder mystery, it isn't really a mystery, because they kind of reveal who the killer is really early on. And I found that to be such a disappointment, because I think what they should have done is that they should have kept the mystery of the killer to be revealed at the very end. I mean, that just seems common sense really, doesn't it? But unfortunately, well, basically what they do is that really early on in the book, there's a chapter where they take it from the killer's perspective. So immediately the book tells you who did it. And I found that to be such a shame really though, because this book is really well written, and I think that would have done it a lot of favours if they kept that mystery to the very end. But there are many other stories going on in this book as well. It tells you a little bit of the insight into Blue Team. We get to know Fred a little bit better, and it also reveals a new faction to the Covenant as well. So we kind of get informed though that Jul 'Mdama's Covenant, which we've seen in Halo 4 and in the comic series Halo Escalation, is potentially not the only major Covenant force out there. But we know that there are other splinter factions, but where some are more powerful than the other. So we know that the Covenant is definitely not unified in any way. And what I thought was a truly surprising element in this story is that it gives you some insight into the Forerunners themselves. I found that to be truly surprising, because I was not expecting that from this book whatsoever. It even features a little bit of the Maginot Line. If you don't know what let me start that again. Sorry. If you don't know what the Maginot Line is, it was this big titanic battle that happened in the Forerunner Flood War. And I think that battle, which I hope some point we're going to see in a Halo game at some point, basically we've read about it, but we haven't seen it. I want to see some images, I want to see some videos of it. I hope that at some point they will feature that battle in a future Halo game. Heck, maybe it'll even be in Halo 5, we don't know. Have to wait and see. But yeah, the fact that it featured some elements of the Forerunners, I thought that was a nice, genuine surprise, and I certainly appreciated that. So, would I recommend this book? Absolutely. It's the final book before Halo 5, so you can be sure that certain elements in this book will perhaps feature in Halo 5 game. I mean, certainly Fred's going to be in it, so we know that. But maybe other things will feature as well, we don't know. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this book. It's an enjoyable read, and I think if you're a fan of Halo, you've probably already read it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.